everybody asks this question. I think you are the absolutely right person to clarify this. Is that you mentioned about the Ministry of Women, the Child Development Officer in Worli. Then there is an office in Chembur. There is a local committee which is in Fort, and there is a local committee which is in Bandra. So can you just help us understand what are these different offices? And for example, the annual reports that have to get filed, sometimes, as you rightly mentioned some time back, they also get filed to the local committee sometimes, purely because of, I think, lack of clarity. So I think this part will be a very important one.
Yeah, so the collector offices are the Mumbai city collector offices in the Fort area or the VT area, and the suburb collector offices at Bandra. Now, the coordination that is done, because the collector office is not directly dealing with the local committee, so they are the appointing authority. So the collector who sits at VT and who sits at Bandra, they are the appointing authority, but they don't really coordinate with us on a daily basis. When I say us, I mean local committee. So who does the daily work? So the daily work is done by the Women and Child Department. That is the DWCD, Department of Women and Child Development. So DWCD offices are located in Worli and Chembur. So Worli is the city office, Mumbai city office, and Chembur is the Mumbai suburb office. So the local committee has to, on a daily basis, deal with the women and child and not the collector. Because the
even though they are the appointing authority.
Yeah, they are the appointing authority, but see, they are the revenue cadre, and they, this is not really their mandate. This is like, an additional task given to them. But, actually the owner is the women and child. Because all women related laws in Maharashtra are implemented by Women and Child Department. So that is why, so honestly, there is no confusion as such. It is just that the entire coordination is done by Women and Child, and the meetings. So, sometimes the meetings are held at collector office, sometimes they are held in the Women and Child office. So sometimes we hold meetings at Worli, sometimes we hold them at the collector office, which is at VT, depending upon the agenda, depending upon the, whether we want to meet the collector, etc. So that is what it is.
So from an annual report filing point of view, when we look at section 21, specifically, it talks about filing the annual report with the district officer. And for our purposes, I'm talking about Mumbai, the PAR, or rather the district officer assigned is district collector. So typically what happens is that annual reports are sent to the district collector's office. Of course, sometimes they are sent to local committee also, which absolutely does not make sense because the law also does not mention that at all. But my question is more with regards to district collector's office. When the annual report goes to collector's office, do they mark it to the Department of Women? Sometimes, because in our experience, we've also seen where the collector's office has returned the annual report also saying that we are not the right body. So how does that part work? And as you mentioned that, because they're the revenue cadre, it's really not their domain and it's an additional task given to them. And there is a Department of Women also. So is there some kind of a notification or a guideline in place which is found from the collector saying that, this is going to be acting as the appropriate government for this?
No, that has to actually the notification has to come from the government that, the district officer is there. So whether, the collector and his office is the appropriate authority or the women and child. So there is, at the moment, this confusion is there. The government needs to come out with a notification. As far as the annual reports are concerned, it will be, and again, this is not really based on any notification, but this is my individual experience, that it would be in the interest of most organizations to send the annual report to the Women and Child office and not to the collector office, because I know that the collector office finally, piles them and, bundles all the reports, and they are sent to the women and child office, either to early or to chamber.
Hmm.
So it is in the interest of the organization to send them to either Worli or chamber.
Okay. Okay. Also, Anaga, when it comes to the list of the local committee members, let's say when they change, or if I as a citizen have to contact the local committee, or if I have to look at who the district collector is right now, or let's say that there are a couple of days back, there was a reminder also that was issued by the government that annual reports have to be submitted by 15th of August. So all of this information, where is this really put up? Is there, like a on the website of district collector, does all of this information
No, I don't think so. It is there on the website of the district collector or the state government. As of now, it is quite, in a way, it is not organized the way it should be. But basically, it is not there on any of these websites. It is kind of, in a way, informally, it is circulated, and the letter is circulated. This time it was circulated by me, because being the local committee chairperson, and I would also want to see maximum compliance from internal committees in my district. So I had also forwarded the letter to many groups, etc., who had gone ahead and circulated it. But the mechanism is definitely not in place, and it needs to be in place.
Okay. Do you see there is merit in actually putting all of this information on a website so that people can actually access it easily?
Absolutely.
A lot of organizations might be missing out on information.
Absolutely. And also, I think the annual report filing also should be online. Because there is so much of paper which is generated, and it could be easily go unnoticed, etc., because it is bundled up finally. So I think submitting the annual report online is definitely more beneficial, not only in terms of saving paper, but also from the point of view of maintaining compliance. I think we have a long way to go, and honestly speaking, because I still continue to hold a position, and my mandate is restricted. I'm at the moment, my work is restricted to the local committee, but maybe in the long run, all the organizations, women's organizations, and other organizations, and maybe individuals like you, who are working on this issue, we need to come together and make a representation to the government pertaining to not just the local committee, but also about all these other problems that we are facing about the annual report, etc. But maybe that is of course the way forward, because at the moment my work is restricted only to the local committee.
Absolutely. In fact, for Telangana and Noida, the way they have started their online filing, I think it has become definitely much.
They have also registered the internal committees online.
Yes. So I think it really does become much easier. I think at least from a filing purposes, for sure. I'm sure even from a collection point of view, it would be much easier. So, Anaga, the information that the government receives, does it also get compiled, and is there a statistical report or anything that gets created?
No, I don't know if, one goes under the Right to Information Act and asks for it, you may get it. But as of now, I don't see any, ready-made data which is available in the form of compilation.
Understood.
I'm sure there are a lot of applications made under the RTI Act, but I don't see any compilation. Okay. That needs to happen at the state level.